Enzo Moresca to Chelsea. Here we go. And Moresca, if you do need an assistant, you know where to find me. I actually don't live too far away from Stamford Bridge. And genuinely, he's the most Spanish Italian manager I've ever come across, probably because of the Pep effect. Because what he's achieved at Leicester, how he's achieved it, by the way, is very reminiscent of that Pep Guardiola style of football, where he'll start off in that 4-3-3, and then in possession, it will turn into a 3-2-5. And what Pochettino managed to do with this team towards the end of the season, looking at the system that he adopted, is not different at all to Enzo Moresca. Because Moresca likes to invert one of the fullbacks, just like Pochettino did with Cucurella, creating that 3-2-5. But I would just like to know what Todd Boehly's thinking in the long term, because if you're looking at play style, Pochettino brought Caicedo into this right defensive midfield position with Cucurella here, and then Palmer was in the pockets along with Gallagher. And that in possession transition is what Moresca likes to do as well, with his priority being possession and control and the overload to isolate principle, which means drag the opposition to one side, hit them on the other side because the winger would be isolated in a 1v1 situation. I'm looking at players like Colwill, Chalobah, James, Gusto, Caicedo to be very much heavily involved in build-up, whether that's Colwill going to the left centre-back position, Chalobah coming centrally, James coming across, or it could be James coming centrally with Chalobah coming to the right centre-back area, Colwill becoming the central centre-back, and Gusto filling up the left centre-back spot. It would be interesting to see whether it's Gusto coming inside or Reece James coming inside, because I'm looking at the back-to-goal play aspect. Who's better? Is it Gusto or is it James? It's very difficult to tell because James has been injured all season, and Gusto, when he has been playing, he's been brilliant going up and down. I haven't really seen him drift inside. Maybe I'm wrong, Chelsea fans, please correct me if I'm wrong. Has he been playing in the inside area? Because every time I've watched Chelsea, it's been him and Palmer having that very good relationship on the right wing, Gusto bombing up and down and really creating chances with his back to the sideline and the fans. But the main thing is this back four are all very much competent at playing football, proper football, not just this boring side-to-side stuff. I'm looking at Colwill looking towards Gusto and then playing it into Palmer. Those reverse passes, those disguised passes that will break lines for the opposition and allow Chelsea to progress further up the pitch. With the overload to isolate principle, Colwill's passing ability with his left foot, playing in that left channel, he would be looking at trying to find Mudryk, and as Mudryk gets the ball with pressure from the opposition fullback, we're looking at Enzo making that Kevin De Bruyne run, not even wanting the ball, a selfless run, which allows Gusto to get the ball. And as Gusto gets the ball, he'll turn, maybe play Caicedo. Caicedo gives it back, and that phase of play would have inevitably attracted the opposition to this side of the pitch. What does that mean? Who's been isolated? It's Madueke in a 1v1 along with Palmer. At times, Moresca might look to use Petrovic as that ball-playing goalkeeper, as that extra centre-back, but the real question is, in the Premier League, how often will Chelsea be in a situation to be able to exert that level of dominance? That's a big question. It's only Man City, Liverpool and Arsenal that get to those levels where they can literally bring out David Raya, Edison or Alisson to this sort of area, pushing this centre-back wider and bringing this full-back inside to create that back four. I don't actually see Chelsea doing this at Stamford Bridge at all. And when Chelsea are in this shape right here, in that 3-2-5, when they do lose the ball further up the pitch, they'll not look to get into that compact shape. They're looking to win it back further up the pitch. A very aggressive counter-pressing situation where the first three players closest to the ball swarm the ball, and because Gusto would have been playing in that central midfield role along with Caicedo, that would allow one of the two attacking midfielders, the one who's closest to the ball, to really aggressively press, knowing that they have cover behind them. Reece James as well is very athletic at covering these wider areas. Or if Reece James were to invert next to Caicedo and Chalobah was to cover this area, Cole was to come centrally, and Gusto was to cover that left central area, there's still that athleticism and that pace to cover those wider areas that may be vacated at times. But with all this said and done, it's the quality of the players that matter the most. So who do Chelsea need to sign in the summer transfer window to really execute this modern possession-oriented style of football? So let me know your thoughts in the comments below, and as always, I'll try to respond to them as much as I can. But until next time, peace!